Hey everyone, welcome to this week's recap of Dancing with the Stars.
What if I did this as Harry Carey?
What about Will Ferrell as Harry Carey?
It's Latin night!
It's Latin night!
All right.
That's so exciting.
They had a hot pro opening.
I really loved the pro opening tonight.
Woo! They had some fire out there, but they didn't need it because all of the pros were so hot.
How about that flip that Sasha did over Lindsay, though? That was crazy. I was getting ready thinking that she was going to do a flip, and then he flipped over her, and I was just like, what?
Everybody was on fleek tonight, and by everybody, I mean the pros.
All right, so let's jump right into the dances. We're going to start off with Rumor and Val, who did a salsa.
They were practicing a little roller disco.
Because they had kind of a disco song.
Right. So they kind of did a hybrid disco / salsa.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were at the roller skating rink, they were practicing some lifts.
I feel like that's not a place you want to practice lifts.
She jumped up on his neck and almost broke his neck with her crotch.
I thought she was going to kill him.
Yeah. I thought his head was going to pop off.
That was
seriously
insane.
Pop off!
How does she get up so high?
I don't know. I can't do that.
That's crazy.
She had a great costume on, too.
She looked amazing.
She doesn't have like 1 ounce of body fat on her. She looked perfect. And the dance was pretty great as well. I thought it was really good.
I enjoyed it for the most part. The thing is, I want to see Rumor. I keep wanting to call her Willow.
I don't know.
I want to see Rumor dance with more dynamics. I feel like everything is like really hard hitting, and she's great at that, but I want to see a little bit more from her. You know what I mean?
I am loving the two of them this season.
Yeah, I think they're a good couple.
All right. Couple that I'm not loving.
Wait, so they got a 33.
Okay. Couple that I'm not loving is Charlotte and Keo.
Yeah. Seems like there was some tension in the studio this week.
She's kind of attached to her phone. Keo, my phone's ringing. I have to take that because I need my modeling jobs. Like, I'm not making any money on this show, right?
Seriously, don't they make like a ton of money being on the show?
Yeah, they do.
All right. Well, they had a rumba this week, and
she might be flexible, but what the hell? Those hips? Were they fused together at birth?
There wasn't a lot of rumba content in here. They spent a lot of time doing those like sweeps, you know?
Yeah. She's like a Barbie doll in a swamp.
Where was the dancing?
I don't know. It wasn't in the routine.
Yeah, and the
Put the phone down!
It just sucks because I felt like she made progress last week and then she kind of fell back again this week.
So they got a 22. That was like the lowest score of the night besides someone else.
Okay.
Michael and Peta up next. Peta wants to treat Michael. He did such a good job. He's going to spa day.
He had a rough week last week. Yeah. Very stressful. So.
But he's working hard.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Peta really just wanted to go to the spa.
Probably. All right. So she wants scary lifts this week.
I gotta say, the lifts in this routine were amazing conceptually.
Yes.
But like Carrie Ann said, I was freaking out the whole time because I thought she was going to fall on her face.
Yeah, and she did quite a few times.
In practice. Not tonight. But I felt like maybe they weren't connected as nicely in this performance.
Yeah, did you notice during the package, like, he dropped her and he walked away like, who does that?
Help her up!
Oh my God.
Yeah, but let's focus on tonight's performance.
All right. There was some cool stuff in there.
There was a lot of really cool stuff, but I think he was so focused on not hurting her that the timing was a little bit off in places.
Yeah, he's still kind of stompy, too.
All right, so they got a 24.
All right. Riker and Allison had a salsa.
Mm-hmm.
She wants him to try being a lot more sexy. All the other boys are taking their shirts off.
Open up that shirt.
I'm surprised he didn't shave his chest.
Neither did Chris Soules.
Oh, I'm not surprised about that. You know, it would have been so much nicer if he had just shaved a little bit.
Get over it.
All right, well.
Dancing, anyway.
Dancing was so different.
Yeah.
And it was crazy high energy.
I felt like they brought something different, and I really liked it.
Had a lot of content.
A lot of salsa content in there. I thought the choreography was great. He just has this unique way about him, and it works for him.
Right. And I loved it. You know, he's like a Jack Skellington. I don't know. He's just so animated and, you know, fresh.
He's got his own style.
And I love it. So they got a 34.
I think he works really well with Allison.
Yes.
Yeah, they had 3 9s. Wow.
Yeah, that was a great routine. I loved it. And it was one of the highest scores
like technically he's not the best, but he brings a lot of great energy.
Yeah. Suzanne and Tony. Oh boy.
It's the samba. Break out your fruit hats.
She had one because I guess she did a Las Vegas show with
I thought she said it was Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge, okay. Close enough.
Can.
All right. It started out really strong.
I thought it started out great, and when we saw that rehearsal package, I was like, wow, she's really
moving
around
that floor. She's tearing it up.
Yeah, and I expected a lot because of that footage that we saw. And again, it started off great, but then...
It fell apart.
It did.
A little bit.
She missed a few steps, and...
So, Carrie-Ann was kind of a bitch, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to put it right out there. She's like, Tony, I need a little more depth.
And Tony was just like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Tone Bones!
Tony says, you're crazy. Go home. All right, so 25. That's kind of low.
Yeah.
All right, well... Chris and Whitney, another low-scoring-ish couple.
All right, so last week was rough. It wasn't working for them, but this week they were back with an Argentine tango, and he really wanted to prove that, like, he could work hard and do this.
He showed up with his turtle shell backpack, his shirt inside out, because apparently it had a brand on it. I thought it was horrible. I really did. You were kinder. And the judges were kissing his butt. I don't know what the hell they were drinking over there.
I thought this was way better than last week. I thought the lifts were spectacular. I thought they really flowed nicely, too, with the routine. He was a little bit stomping around, especially on those turns. I was just like... But overall, I think it was a huge improvement.
I thought Whitney looked great.
Oh, yeah. Whitney looked amazing.
Whitney looked amazing. She could have probably done those lifts with a mannequin.
I don't think so. That's not how it works.
Some of them. All right. He was a mess. He could barely walk across the floor. Seriously.
But an improvement on last week.
Okay. Well.
You gotta give him that.
Yes. Comeback kid? No. Improved? Maybe. 28.
You're so mean. All right. Next up, Robert and Kim with a rumba.
All right. Robert is very emotional.
He cried in rehearsal. He was like, that was so beautiful.
Yeah. I really like him as a person. And I thought this routine was very beautiful. They have an undeniable chemistry. Because they had and he couldn't stop moving those hips even after the dance was over. He had dance Viagra.
He could have used that a little bit more in the routine.
Yeah.
I feel like the hip action was lacking a little bit.
He did have some hip action.
Yes.
Some guys don't have any.
Right.
But I think he was so nervous during the dance that it kind of blocked his hip action a little bit.
I guess. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite from them.
It was my favorite from them.
Okay. So 29. They got a 29.
All right. Patty and Artem with a cha-cha.
Woo!
She was so good last week, grabbing her boobs and getting down low and nasty. And she looks great. She is really getting into good shape. She should not wear those things that she wears during rehearsal because she could totally be wearing...
She could be.
...fitted clothing and looking amazing.
Maybe she doesn't want to.
Maybe. But she's looking really good.
All right.
I just want to get that point across because she's been working hard.
So, they pull out the theatrics for Patty's numbers. They make it a lot of fun to watch.
They have to. She's 70 years old.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying...
Right.
But I have to agree with the judges when they said that, last week was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I think it set the bar extremely high. And I don't think it really met that
what the hell happened this week? What was she doing in that luggage cart? I
don't know what that move was. It was kind of weirding me out. I don't know. But I love Patty.
I do too. And apparently everyone else does as well.
Of course.
So they got a 22, but I don't think they're in trouble.
I think that was tied for lowest. Yeah, but I think she's got a good fan base.
Yes. Now, Willow and Mark. I wish they would pump her up a little bit more. It seems like she's the forgotten one this season.
A little bit, yeah.
They had a Paso Doble, and she was kind of hurt during
Yeah, it
rehearsal.
looked like she kept hitting her rib cage really hard on that final dip.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
And that's a really rough injury because it messes with your breathing and it's not fun.
You can always count on Mark, though, to bring the cool concept
Yeah,
to the
he
dance.
definitely is very creative.
She was all catching fire, and he was all Mr. Ice. I was
fire
waiting
and
for him
ice.
to pick out those, the contacts like he had on Zombie Night.
No more!
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, so their Paso Doble, I really liked the vibe of it. I love the music that they had. I love the
Yeah.
whole concept. I felt like maybe it was a little bit out of control at times.
She was teetering out of control. Like, she was trying to hit it so hard, I think that she was just out of control.
Yeah, but I think there's so much potential there.
Yeah. I wish they would go pretty far. But 32, which isn't too shabby.
No, it's good.
Yeah. All right, Noah and Sharna. These two blew me away tonight.
Yeah.
He was going to wear a prosthetic arm, which was amazingly cool.
That was
the
so
engineering
cool.
of that. Mm-hmm. But he didn't feel like it was him. And
It wasn't, it was tough because he was just getting used to it in general,
Right.
and to put all that pressure to perform with it,
Yeah.
it was too much.
Yeah. So he wasn't feeling it. She didn't want to push him, so they decided to scrap it for now.
I think it was a
And
good decision.
I think so too, because their Argentine tango was fairly amazing.
it was incredible. I loved it.
Those lifts, though, were amazing. I mean, he's probably got like balance issues, and to be able to do these lifts and to get her up and keep her up and make her look great was amazing.
Yeah.
So 30 for them. I'm a little bit surprised that there wasn't a higher score there,
Yeah.
because this was really.
I thought it could have been higher.
This could, this was really challenging
This
for
was
him.
definitely my favorite of their dances so far, for sure.
All right.
And it was one of my favorites of the night, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. And in the money slot, Nastia and Derek.
Ooh, samba.
Yep. He stepped on her thumb during rehearsal.
Their rehearsal schedule is really tough as it is. They don't see much of each other. She spends a lot of her time rehearsing with Henry.
Yeah.
So then to lose some of that time because of that thumb injury, that sucks.
Yeah. So their dance, I thought was fantastic. You weren't as in love with it as I was.
This is
but-
another one that I felt like was a little bit out of control, and it goes back to the whole her being a gymnast thing, because she's so used to extending like as far as possible and everything. I just felt like sometimes she would like swing open and it was just like too far.
Right.
You know?
Right. Past pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like
Okay.
even just with the timing, like she couldn't make it back
Right.
at the right time, you know?
Right. So,
But I thought it was still really good.
and they still got tied for the highest score of the night, even though she was overextended. So 34 for them. So good for them.
All right. Let's talk about the bottom three, which is not necessarily the bottom three.
And that would be Chris and Whitney, Noah and Sharna, and Charlotte and Keo. Now I'm thinking, really? I don't think Noah and Sharna in the bottom three.
Well, they were safe.
All right, so it came down to Chris and Whitney and Charlotte and Keo, and I thought for sure that Chris was going home. Chris and Whitney.
I thought it was going to be Charlotte.
And it
Chris
was.
has Bachelor Nation behind him.
I know, but his scores were so low.
But Bachelor Nation is extremely powerful.
But his scores were so low.
I know.
All right, so maybe next week for him. Guys, what was your favorite of the night? And what was your not so favorite
Who's
of the
in
night?
trouble next week? Are you sad to see Charlotte go? Oh.
I can't
okay.
lie, I'm sorry.
All right. All right.
I didn't think she was really into the show.
All right.
So,
Next week, make sure you bring your tissues because it's
Oh.
most memorable year week.
and then after that, if you survive, Disney!
Okay.
I can't, the possibilities.
I can't wait.
All right. So, until next time, much
Much love.
love.
Edit.